The emergency beacon crackled through the void of space, its desperate signal cutting through the cosmic silence like a blade. The Zilithian research vessel Peaceful Dawn had been broadcasting the distress call for 3 standard cycles, hoping against hope that the gentle Andromedans or perhaps the wise Crystalline Collective would hear their plea. What they got instead was something far more terrifying. Commander Adnan Rahman stood on the bridge of the UES Defiant, his weathered hands clasped behind his back as he studied the holographic display before him. The alien vessel appeared fragile, almost delicate, with flowing curves and translucent panels that seemed to shimmer like soap bubbles in the starlight. It was beautiful in its own way, but clearly not built for anything resembling conflict. "Sir, we're receiving another transmission from the alien vessel," reported Lieutenant Nehal Siddiqui from her communication station. Her dark eyes reflected the blue glow of her console as she worked to decode the alien language. The translation matrix is finally making sense of their dialect. They're asking us to leave them alone." Adnan raised an eyebrow. "Leave them alone?" "They sent out a distress beacon." "Yes, sir, but according to this, they were expecting someone called the Gentle Ones to respond. They keep referring to us as the Deathbringers and Void-Cursed Demons." Nehal paused, a slight smile tugging at the corner of her mouth. "They seem to think we're here to harvest their organs or something equally dramatic." The bridge crew exchanged glances. The reputation of humanity had spread quickly through this sector of the galaxy, though not always in the most flattering terms. When you came from a world where everything was trying to kill you, from the weather to the wildlife to the very air itself, other species tended to view you with a mixture of awe and terror. "What's their actual situation, Lieutenant?" Adnan asked, moving closer to the tactical display. Nehal's fingers danced across her console as she parsed through the alien transmissions. "Their ship's primary systems are failing. Life support is at 30% and dropping. They have a crew of 47, including several juveniles. The ship was damaged in what they describe as an aggressive stellar phenomenon, probably a solar flare or cosmic storm." "Time until complete system failure?" "At current rates, maybe 6 hours." Adnan nodded grimly. 6 hours wasn't much time, especially when dealing with alien technology they'd never encountered before. But that had never stopped humanity before. "Open a channel to their ship," he ordered. The main view screen flickered to life, revealing what appeared to be the alien bridge. The creatures were tall and willowy, with pale blue skin that seemed to glow with an inner light. Their eyes were large and luminous like pools of liquid starlight, and their movements carried a grace that spoke of evolution on a low-gravity world. The apparent leader of the aliens stepped forward, its voice carrying through the translation system with melodic tones that sounded like wind chimes in a gentle breeze. "Please, Deathbringers, we know our fate is sealed, but spare the young ones. They have done nothing to earn your wrath." Adnan felt a pang of sadness at the fear in the creature's voice. This was the problem with humanity's reputation. Sometimes it preceded them in ways that made genuine help more difficult. "I am Commander Adnan Rahman of the United Earthship Defiant," he said, his voice calm and measured. "We received your distress beacon and came to offer assistance. We are not here to harm you or your crew." The alien's eyes widened impossibly further. But you are from the death world. Your species thrives in conditions that would dissolve our very essence. Surely you seek only conquest and destruction." "Our world may be harsh," Nehal interjected from her station, "but it has taught us the value of life, all life." She looked up at Adnan, who nodded for her to continue. "We've learned that in the face of overwhelming odds, sometimes the only way to survive is to help each other." The alien commander seemed to consider this, its head tilting in a gesture that somehow conveyed both confusion and hope. You would truly help us, even though we have nothing to offer in return?" "That's what we do," Adnan replied simply. "Lieutenant Siddiqui, prepare the engineering teams. We're going aboard." Over the next several hours, the crew of the Defiant worked tirelessly to repair the failing alien systems. Human engineering, born from necessity and desperation, proved remarkably adaptable to alien technology. Where the Zilithians had built for elegance and efficiency, humans had learned to build for survival, and that knowledge translated well to emergency repairs. Nehal found herself working directly with the alien chief engineer, a being who introduced himself as harmonious light upon still waters. Despite the language barrier and significant physiological differences, they managed to establish a working relationship based on mutual respect for technical expertise. Your people, Harmonious Light said during a brief break in their work. They are not what we expected. What did you expect? Nihal asked, wiping sweat from her brow as she sealed another power coupling. Brutality, savagery, the taking of what is not freely given. The alien's luminous eyes studied her carefully. But instead you risk yourselves for strangers. Why? Nihal considered the question as she reached for another tool. Because we know what it's like to be helpless in the face of forces beyond our control. Our world tried to kill us every day, but we survived by working together. I guess that's just who we are now. When the repairs were finally complete and the Zilithian ship's systems were running at full capacity, their commander requested one final communication with the human vessel. Commander Raman, the alien said, its voice now carrying a note of profound respect. We have transmitted the true nature of your species to the Galactic Cooperative. The galaxy should know that while you come from a world of death, you bring with you the gift of life. Adnan smiled, feeling a warmth that had nothing to do with the bridge's environmental controls. Safe travels, Peaceful Dawn. If you ever need help again, humanity will answer. As the two ships parted ways, Nihal turned to her commander. Sir, do you think this will change how other species see us? Adnan watched the alien ship disappear into the starfield, its elegant form now whole and healthy once again. Maybe. But even if it doesn't, we'll keep answering distress calls. That's what humans do. In the vast emptiness of space, two species had met across an impossible gulf of biology and circumstance. One had expected monsters and found heroes. The other had expected gratitude and found something far more valuable, the knowledge that even in the darkest void, compassion could bridge any distance. The beacon had been sent to the wrong species, perhaps. But as far as the crew of the Defiant was concerned, it had reached exactly the right people.